Hello, and welcome to the SwiftCalcs lesson on using the SwiftCalcs app for Onshape. The SwiftCalcs app for Onshape allows you to utilize SwiftCalcs worksheets directly in your Onshape documents. SwiftCalcs can control Onshape variables, which you can then use to drive model geometry. For this lesson, we will assume that you have an understanding of how to use Onshape, and we also will assume that you have already installed the SwiftCalcs app. If you need help installing the SwiftCalcs app, look into the Onshape documentation and follow the link provided on this website. To use SwiftCalcs within an Onshape app, click the plus Insert New Element icon in the bottom left, Add Application, SwiftCalcs. SwiftCalcs will be loaded in a new tab. Name your project, and then click the Create Your Project button. A new project linked to this Onshape document will be created and the SwiftCalcs window loaded. Click the red New Sheet button to get started. We'll create a new worksheet, which we will call New Variable. Let's define a few variables. A equals 12, B equals 22.6, and use these to drive Onshape parameters. Look for the Onshape option in the toolbox, and then click and drag the Set Stored Variable tool onto your worksheet. The tool will connect to Onshape and load a list of variables already defined in your Onshape part. You can also create new variables. We'll create a new one called MyVariable. We'll set this to the average of a plus b over 2. Upon hitting enter, this value will be updated into Onshape, 17.3. If we return to the Onshape Part tab, we will see that at the bottom of our feature list, the variable MyVariable has been created with a value of 17.3. We're going to drag this variable up the feature list to ensure that it is above the point where we wish to use it. Let's edit Extrude 3 to set the depth equal to MyVariable. Use the pound key to access variables within Onshape. Note that the part updates with the value of 17.3 millimeters. Let's return to the SwiftCalcs window. This time we'll divide by 20 instead of 2. The value has updated to 1.73, and when we return to Onshape, we can see that the depth of the extrude has been updated as well. The SwiftCalcs app for Onshape allows you to update any variable within Onshape, including those with units of length. This lesson scratches the surface of the possibilities with Onshape and SwiftCalcs together. With SwiftCalcs, you can create complicated mathematical models which you can use to drive multiple dimensions in your CAD geometry. Let's take a look at an example SwiftCalcs document associated with Onshape. Here we've loaded an Onshape file that we've created called DrillBit, which has an associated SwiftCalcs document called Design Table. When we open the SwiftCalcs tab, we can see we have a worksheet called Bit Design Table associated with this Onshape document. It's linked to the Onshape parameters of diameter and length, which are based on the diameter and length vectors that we've defined in SwiftCalcs. Right now, our index is 3, which is creating a drill bit of size 3 within the CAD window. We can change our index to 8, for example, and our drill bit has updated to a smaller bit of size 8. Let's go back to size 3 and see the transition happening in real time. SwiftCalcs documents automatically inherit the share settings from their Onshape counterpart. In Onshape, you click the Share button to share with other users or the public. SwiftCalcs documents will automatically follow these instructions, so when you share the file in Onshape, the SwiftCalcs tab and worksheets come along as well with the same share settings. You'll see that when you click the Share settings within SwiftCalcs, it'll tell you that the sharing is managed through Onshape. More features are to come with the Onshape and SwiftCalcs plugins. Keep an eye on our help area and our blog as we introduce more features and deeper interactions between Onshape and SwiftCalcs.